Good morning, everybody. Crazy Russian 86 here, and welcome back to another stream. I'm gonna hide all the chat messages because this video is not meant to be a stream. I wanted to make it a video, but because, my phone has been controlled, I have to do the stream. They've been telling me that my storage is full, but it's not the truth, because I've been deleting videos and then resetting the phone, and they still been saying that, my storage is full. The thing is that my phone is controlled by some people, some psychologists possibly, so I have to make live videos on YouTube. I have to make streams, even though I don't want to do it, but I have to. But anyway, I just want to talk about intelligence. I tried to make a video, I didn't have a opportunity to make it like that, but here I am. Talking about intelligence. And intelligence, like I said, it's ability to me, it's an ability to recognize, things. I think that generally, if you're a smart person, you're not going to be calling anybody stupid. So if you call somebody stupid, you're not that smart. It's kind of being emotional, I guess. But when I say that black people are stupid, they're stupid based on what they did towards me as an individual. Like, for example, you may have good intentions, you may be kind, and you may say, oh, I want this person to be friends with other people. Right? Seems like a good intention. But it's not always good for everybody. Because in order to be friends with people, you need to be certain way, you need to act certain way, you need to think certain way, you need to talk certain way. Right? And it's not for everybody to be like that. People say, you need to be nice to people in order to make friends. But I'm looking at like, how can I be nice to people if people think the wrong things about me, which cause me a lot of problems, which making me angry. I just don't want to be nice to these people, really. Yeah, I can learn social skills, and I can, instead of saying, oh, you fucking idiot, I cannot say that, I can not talk to him, I can think that, but not say anything. I can do all of that, and that's smart. But then again, if I do all of these things, right, it's like being a diplomatic person, It's like me thinking, yeah, you fucking dumbass, you piece of shit, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna be diplomatic about it. Therefore, I'm just not gonna be talking to you. But then again, that's smarter way of dealing with people. But then again, doing that's gonna help you survive, but that's not gonna help you make friends. It's just like, as you get smarter, you learn better ways to deal with people. And yeah, like I said, there are some intelligent blacks. Malcolm X, for example. I work with some intelligent blacks too. Intelligent people, they give you freedom. They're not trying to say, oh, you should or shouldn't be like this. They just they see you for who you are. And some intelligent people, they're not even trying to make you be friends with people or make you think certain way, act certain way. They start seeing you for who you are and they say, okay, I see this guy, yeah. Maybe he shouldn't be around people. But stupid people like real PewDiePie, why I say that she's fucking stupid? Because she has good intentions, I guess, but she doesn't realize whom she is dealing with. She doesn't understand that for somebody like me, I'm better off being all by myself, doing the job, being left alone. Because any deviation from that, it's just not gonna work. I mean, I want to be friends with everybody, be friendly with everybody, talk to people. And everybody wants that. We're social creatures, But it doesn't work for everybody. And then people say, oh, you can't make friends, you need help. But in order to, be helped, you need to have certain characteristics like some people are beyond help. Like you may say, oh, you may give people advice. But if the person is not capable of receiving that advice for whatever reasons, or that advice doesn't work for that person, there is nothing you should tell that person. And intelligent people should recognize that stuff. Like you can be right, you can say, oh, you need to be nice to people in order to make friends. But then I can say, why should I be nice to these people making me angry? They're making stupid comments which making me angry. I don't want to be nice to them. Fuck them. I really don't. You know? I just don't want to be nice to a lot of people. I just don't. And I don't feel like I should be. They may be stupid to me because of what they do. They may have like good intentions, like, okay, I want this person to make friends with people, ta. But like I said, you have to be certain way and act certain way in order to make friends with people. So if you're an intelligent person, you should be able to recognize, somebody who just doesn't understand versus somebody who just doesn't fit in the society. In my case, it's probably the second one. I may understand everything, but I just cannot deal with people, like a normal person. And it's like me, for example, my one-track mind. On one hand, that's like a social disability. But my social disability helps me actually in other areas of life, like for example, with work. Like normal people, they can socialize and do the job. But I can do either or, When I talk, I cannot work. When I work, I cannot talk. But that's just me. That's just how I am, I cannot like multitask like that. I just cannot do it. I can either work and get shit done, or I can talk. But if I talk, I don't get shit done. Most of the normal people can do that. I can't. So. But the fact that people treat me like I have physical disability or intellectual disability, well, I don't have that. Like I can't figure out how to do things, I understand everything, but me personally, I just can't work effectively when I talk to people. You see, that's a little bit different. You see? And I understand everything, it's not like I don't understand, I just can't connect to people. And people told me that my disability is more like connecting to people. Actually, some intelligent psychologist, that's Jeff Siegel, who's in New York, people been talking about him. When he was talking about, you have Asperger's, what he meant is like, I'm more like a socially handicapped. Because he said, what is it? Cannot connect to people. That another guy, Rivera, has been talking about, he's been using that word. What he talking about, cannot connect to people. So really, I like the term socially handicapped, because I'm really, it's like really I have a social disability, nothing else. And that's a spectrum, so it's like autistic people, they can be very different. And I dealt with some of them, I couldn't connect to them either, because I thought that whatever they have their problems, it's like, I don't have issues they have. For example, they have issues like taking care of themselves, understanding, To me, it's like, I feel like I'm way more intelligent than they are. I cannot like connect to them. you know, because I don't have these problems. And the problem I have, it's like a social thing, you know. Like I said, my big problem is like I cannot connect to people. I cannot talk to people when I'm working. Because once I you know, lose my concentration, I cannot perform. See, that's a little different. You know, it's like way of living. Like I can talk to people and I understand social cues and everything. I understand what's appropriate, what's not. But when I'm working, I just can't officially interact with people. And that like negatively affects my work performance. But anyway, I've been talking about intelligence. So intelligence to me, it's ability to understand, see people for who they are. Intelligence to me is to being smart enough to figure out the shortest and the quickest way to solve the problem. That's what intelligence is really. Intelligence. Intelligence is an ability to adapt to change. Intelligence is an ability to recognize, okay, I see people for who they are right away. So stupid people, they try to make people be certain way and act certain way. Smart people, they can say, okay, I see this person for who he is, and I'm not doing shit because it's pointless. You know? Smart people, if they see somebody, for example, who is like not able to see, they're not going to be telling that person, look, there is a fox over there. I mean, I shouldn't be generalizing black people because some of them are smart and some of them are nice. And they say, oh, black people helping like Russians and Western European people adapt in American society. But see, sometimes you cannot really adapt because, like I said, they've been saying in this book, it's okay, you have to be nice to people in order to make friends. You have to laugh with people with common jokes to make friends. But to me, that's a bunch of BS because I feel like in order to make friends, you have to have more in common with people. You know. Also, you have to see eye to eye. And also with me, with my social disability, I guess, it's not easy for me to make friends. Because like, you know, like, a lot of people, they connect, they can work, they can talk, they have something in common. But me, it's like, it's hard to really be friends with me. Because it's like, when other people are laughing and joking while I'm doing the job, for example, since I cannot do it, because I have to hyper-focus, because if I don't hyper-focus, I cannot function. You know, it's like, it's hard for people to be friends with somebody like that. Because they can only like interact with me when I'm like ready to talk. But if I'm not, you know, it's like I'm just gonna be like standing there talking to people, annoying people, and the manager's gonna be yelling at me, go faster! So it's like I have to I just can't, you know. I just can't do it. Because it's like social stuff, it's like prevents me from like working. But that's just my thing, you know, that's just me. Other people are different, you know, even other autistic people, but that's just me. But that's what I have from that disability, I guess, from Asperger's. But other people, like there are different autistic people, like there are autistic boxers, for example, right? Like the Serena Dead Jesus. She's a boxer, and she has a problem with like bright colors, lights, whatever. I don't know. I don't have none of these problems. Some of these people, they're dyslexic, dysgraphic, they can mix numbers. Well, I don't have these problems either. Like Lydia years ago, she thought that I had these problems because when I was typing crazy. But that's a little different. I was typing crazy because on my computer a long time ago, I used to have I figured out, okay, how to type Russian with an English keyboard without Russian letters. But I don't do proofreading. And when I type fast, I can hit the wrong button sometimes, which is near. And I don't do proofreading. So I click send, and that looks weird. Not because I'm dyslexic and I don't know how to spell words. It's more so me not doing proofreading, because just typing fast and then saying, oh shit, I need to correct this word, let me type it again. I do a lot of that sometimes. But it's not really dyslexia, It's more so, again, it goes back to fucking attention problem and hyperfocus, That goes back to that. Me sending stuff before, before I really look, did I type everything correctly? You see, that goes back to that really. I just type and then look, shit. Yeah, you're right, I didn't type it correctly, I kind of did it too fast, I didn't do proofreading. That's more of my problem. I'm not dyslexic, I'm just more so not doing proofreading, not really double checking as much. I know how to spell, but I just don't pay attention. It's more of that, it's more of an attention thing with me. So, but then again, here I am talking about my problems again. When I was supposed to be talking about intelligence. But I feel like that goes hand in hand together. Because I feel like intelligent people, if they're really intelligent, they look at somebody like me, and instead of giving me these things on how to make friends, they recognize, okay, this guy, he's socially handicapped. He can't make friends. Or this guy, he has nothing in common with this and these people. How he can be friends with them? Because in order to have friends, yes, cultural difference, they kind of hindrance, true. So you have to learn. And a lot of times, I remember my first girlfriend, she was saying that you saying that you're Russian, it's a cop-out. Now, as I'm more intelligent, I can say this. Well, I act the way I used to act in Russia because I'm not willing to adapt. I'm not willing to learn different ways of interaction which American people use. Because it's difficult for me and I don't want to learn it. So I just choose to interact how I used to interact before because it's just easier for me. I'm just not willing to learn different ways of interaction because it's difficult for me, because I'm not willing to change. But now I understand that, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, maybe it was a cop-out, but then it's like, I just choose to shut people down because I know what works for me and I'm not willing to change. And I'm just not willing to deal with people who hurt my ego. It all goes back about Asperger's and narcissism, On one hand, I have the social disability. On the other hand, I have an ego problem. So I have a fragile ego. So again, goes back to autistic and narcissistic traits. On one hand, I have hyperfocus. On the other hand, I have fragile ego. So when people criticize me, I get angry. I take criticism with rage. Another narcissistic trait. But then there is autistic trait in me. I don't like change. That's autism in me. So see, when we talk about my personality being high on both autistic and narcissistic traits, This is what it really means. You see, I'm kind of breaking it down. Talking about what kind of person I really am. So, fragile ego, which is narcissism, doesn't like change, autism, hyperfocus, autism, narcissistic rage, what else? Accepting criticism with rage, narcissism. You see, that's just pretty much. Okay, and you can see clearly that I understand myself pretty well, because what I'm talking about, these are the traits which I actually have as an individual, you know. Doesn't like criticism, do what I want, or fantasies of power, success, and all of that. I have that too, because a lot of times when I do this, people think I don't understand, but in reality, I'm thinking about hurting people. And I'm thinking if I was big and strong and people don't do what I want, I start fucking them up, I start hurting them, so they're not gonna be fucking with me, so I get my way with people. That's what I'm really thinking about. I have these fantasies, how nice if I was fucking king or a dictator. You know, that would be so fucking awesome if I was a fucking dictator. So I don't have to deal with the bullshit. So I get my way all the time. I always have these thoughts, you know. And when I'm thinking about when I'm getting angry, because I realize that, you know, I cannot get my way with people at places. And people are making me angry all the time. All the time people making me angry because of the way they act around me. Because they're acting stupid, asking me stupid questions. That makes me angry. You know? And that's why I research autism and personality disorders. That's like understanding myself kind of thing. But now I've been getting videos more so about relationship psychology.